Fanny bites her lower lip, then licks it. Can't, he says, because of the rules. He's now nibbling her ear. She whimpers, tugs him away by the hair. Hateful rules. Could I stay with you? I would. I would stay and grow old with you, Miranda, or as long as you want me to stay. Stay with me, she says. Her dress must be goring into him. His stomach, his thighs. They'll both be black and blue tomorrow. He doesn't say anything, kisses her over and over. Distracting her, she knows. The front of her dress fastens with a simple clasp. Underneath, she's wearing an old t-shirt, leggings. She guides his hands. If you can't stay with me, she says, as Fanny opens the clasp, then I'll stay with you. His hands are on her ribcage as she speaks, simple enough to draw him inside the armature of the dress, to reach behind his back, pull the belt of heavy chain around them both, fasten it. The key's in the hall, in the attic where she left it. Miranda, Fanny says when he realizes, what have you done? A crucial component of any relationship is the capacity to surprise the one you love. I read that somewhere. A magazine. You're going to love women's magazines. Oh, and the internet. Well, parts of it anyway. I won't let you go. Miranda says, the dress is a snug fit for two people. She can feel every breath he takes. If you go, then I'll go too, wherever it is that you go. It doesn't work that way, he says. There are rules. There are always ways to get around rules, Miranda says. That was in another magazine. She knows that she's babbling. A coping mechanism. There are articles about that too. Why can't you stop thinking about women's magazines? Some byproduct of realizing they're in love. 15 ways to know he loves you back. Number 8. He doesn't object when you chain yourself to him. After using fake snow and a magic spell to lure him into your arms. The fake snow was colder and wetter than heavier than she thought it would be. Much more like real snow. Fanny's been muttering something against her neck. Either I love you or else. What the hell were you thinking, Miranda? It's both. He's saying both. It's fake snow and real. Real snow mingling with the fake. Her fake magic and real magic. Coming down heavier and heavier until all the world is white. The air colder and colder and colder still. Something's happening, Fanny, she says. It's snowing. Really snowing. It's as if he's turned to stone in her arms. She can feel him stop breathing, but his heart's racing. Let me go, he says. Please let me go. I can't, Miranda says. I don't have the key. You can. A voice like a bell, clear and sweet. And here's the one Miranda's been waiting for. Fanny's she. The one who catches foxes and traps, never lets them go. The one who makes the rules. It's silly perhaps to be reminded in this moment of Elsbeth, but that's what Miranda thinks of when she looks up and sees the lady who approaches. More Honeywell than any Honeywell Miranda's ever met. The presence. The puissance that Elsbeth commands. Just for a little while when Elsbeth takes the stage as a game. Elsbeth plays the thing. Here's a substance. Power is something granted willingly to Elsbeth by her audience. Fanny's lady has it always. What a burden. Never to be able to put it down. Can the lady see what Miranda's thinking? Her gaze takes in all. Fanny keeps his head bowed, but his hands are in Miranda's hands. He's in her keeping, and she will not let him go. I have no key, Miranda says, and he does not want to go with you. He did once, the lady says. She wears armor too, as if made of all ice. What a thing it would be to dress this lady, to serve her. She could go with Fanny, if the lady let her. Down inside the dress where the lady can't see. Fanny pinches the soft web between Miranda's thumb and first finger. The pain brings her back to herself. She sees that he's watching her. He says nothing when he looks until Miranda finds herself again in his eyes. I went with you willingly, Fanny agrees. But he doesn't look at the lady. He only looks at Miranda. But would you leave me now? Only speak of it, and I will go with you at once. Let you go at once. Fanny says nothing. A rule, Miranda thinks. There is a rule here. He can't say it, she says, because you won't let him. So let me say it for him. He will stay here. Haven't you kept him from his home for long enough? His home was with me. Let him go, the lady says, or you will be sorry. She reaches out a long hand and touches the chain around Miranda's dress. It splinters beneath her feather-light touch. Miranda feels a give. Let him go, and I will give you your heart's desire, the lady says. She's so close that Miranda can feel the lady's breath frosting her cheek. And then Miranda isn't holding Fanny. She's holding Daniel. Miranda and Daniel are married. They love each other so much. Honeywell Hall is her home. It always has been. Their children under the tree, Elspeth white-haired and lovely at the head of the table, wearing a dress from Miranda's couture label. Only, it isn't Elspeth at all, is it? Just the lady. Miranda almost lets go of Daniel. Fanny! But he holds her hands, and she wraps her hands around his waist, tighter than before. Be careful, girl, the lady says. He bites. Miranda's holding a fox. Scrabbling and snapping, carrying breath at her face. Miranda holds fast. Then Fanny again, trembling against her. It's okay, Miranda says. I've got you. But it isn't Fanny at all. It's her mother. They're together in a small dirty cell. Joanie says, It's okay, Miranda. I'm here. It's okay. You can't let him go. I'm here. Let go and we can go home. No! Miranda says, suddenly boiling with rage. No, you're not here. And I can't do anything about that. But I can do something about this. And she holds on to her mother until her mother is Fanny again, and the lady's looking at Miranda and Fanny as if they were a speck of filth beneath her slippered foot. Very well then, the lady says. She smiles the way you would smile at a speck of filth. Keep him then, for a while. But know that he will never again know the joy I taught him. With me he could not be but happy. I made him so. You will bring him grief and death. You will have dragged him into a world where he knows nothing, has nothing. He will look at you and think of what he has lost. We all lose, says an acerbic voice. We all love and we all lose, and we go on loving all the same. Elspeth, Miranda says. But she thinks it's a trap. Just another trap. She squeezes Fanny so hard his mouth is middle that he gasps. Elspeth looks at Fanny. She says, I saw you once, I think, outside the window. I thought you were a shadow or a ghost. Fanny says, I remember, although you could hardly come in your own beauty then. Such talk you're going to be wasted on my Miranda, I'm afraid, Elspeth says. As for you, my lady, I think you'll find you've been bested. Go and find another toy. We here are not your meat. The lady curtsies, looks one last time at Elspeth, Miranda, Fanny. This time he looks back. What does he see? Does any part of him move to follow her? His hand finds Miranda's hand again. Then the lady is gone and the snow thins and blows away to nothing at all. Elspeth blows out a breath. Well, she says, you're a stubborn girl, good-hearted girl, Miranda, and brighter than your poor mother. But if I'd known what you're about, we would have had a word or two. Stage magic is well and good, but better to steer clear of the real kind. Better for Miranda, Fanny says, but she's won me free with her brave trick. And now I suppose we'll have to figure out what to do with you. Elspeth says, "You'll be needing something more practical than that coat." "Come on," Miranda says. She's still holding on to Fenny's hand. Perhaps she's holding on too tightly, but he doesn't seem to care. He's holding on just as tightly. So she says, "Let's go in."